Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and this is the Piracy Show. Now, originally I wasn't planning on doing a Piracy Show this week. I was going to kind of cruise right into ship updates once we got around the verse and reverse the verse. But I kind of, yesterday there was the 10 for the chairman, and, Chris Roberts gave details on stealth gameplay in the first person shooter aspect of a Star Citizen. And I mean, when he was describing it, and he specifically said crawling through vents, I immediately thought of this.
Richard, I'm in.
Nicely done, Jensen. May I ask how?
A vent on the roof. It'll be in my report next time we discuss security loopholes.
Oh, goody. I'll be sure to take notes. The Typhoon is in the factoring labs.
So that got me really, really excited because, one of the things I kind of wanted to do with this channel is I wanted to do a lot of videos with the sort of semi-criminal missions, the back alley missions on various worlds with at least one character and exploring that, and then kind of putting that up on this YouTube channel. And to see that so many different ideas of stealth. I mean, there's stealth boarding ships. Now we're talking about crawling through vents, hacking, all this stuff. It seems like they're drawing a lot of the cool stuff from Deus Ex and bringing it into the first person shooter and making it exciting. Plus the fact is, I mean, when you're playing Star Citizen, you're pretty much playing for keeps. It's not like Deus Ex where you can say, oh, I screwed that up, or oh, I could have done that better. So you can just go back to your last save and then do it again and then kind of figure it out. In this, you get caught, that's it. You're busted, you're going to jail, and that's the end of it. And so I'm very, very excited by that. And that's something that I was really kind of hoping for, is that kind of stealth and sneaking around type stuff, that kind of Metal Gear type shit in the first person shooter. Because initially, I mean, my point of view on Star Citizen was I really didn't care about the shooter all that much. I really wasn't too concerned about it. I mean, I was more about the spaceships. The shooter just didn't seem all that interesting to me. But now with this, and it seems to be like, you might be able to explore in a bit of a Deus Ex style, Metal Gear Solid type style. That has me excited. Of course, it's all going to be first person point of view, but Deus Ex for the most part was, except for the cutscenes where you were taking somebody out or doing something. It's just yeah, it's got me really, really excited to see, once Star Marine launches fully and we get to explore that, or hopefully as soon as we can get a station that's a little bit more fleshed out where we can kind of fight NPCs in the FPS with, then I definitely can't wait to see that and just kind of explore more of these in-depth concepts, because that got me really, really excited. And so I kind of had to come out of the woodwork a little early and do a quick piracy show, just because that is something that I'm definitely going to be keeping track of. Now, another topic that I kind of wanted to touch on involving piracy was Super Hornet, and that's kind of why it's up on the screen right here. Is the Super Hornet necessarily going to be, do you think, in the PU, a good fighter for pirates to own? Now, it's a very resilient fighter. It's very well armed, but it's not altogether all that fast. And I think that speed would be a factor that pirates would prize almost over just about anything else. Just the ability to just kind of, if things go the wrong way, to be able to book it, to be able to escape as quickly as possible. I mean, when I kind of think about the ships in the game and I kind of roll through ideas in my head, what should be a priority for a fighter, especially for a pirate, I always come back to speed, the ability to escape from a situation. And certainly, there are other fighters out there that are faster. I mean, certainly a Gladius sticks out as what I would think. I mean, as long as you're not stuck having to haul cargo, a Gladius would almost be the perfect pirate fighter, just because it's cheap, It's, you know, it's a military fighter, so there's a certain amount of resiliency there. And it has a pretty decent missile loadout for such a little ship, especially when we can actually go and get the second set of missile racks to take it up to, as the brochure says, it's 8 missiles that it can carry. It becomes a very threatening little fighter, and it's fast and very maneuverable, which I think makes it kind of ideal. Whereas when I look at the Super Hornet, I see more of kind of like a circling the wagons type fighter, something that's more meant to be used defensively rather than offensively, just because of that lack of speed. And so I'm almost wondering if the Super Hornet is maybe more of, say, like a standard pilot's fighter, or, you know, maybe a malicious fighter or a mercenaries fighter. But a pirate's fighter, you would actually want something that's either fast or extremely stealthy, something that you can escape with if things go bad, or something that you can sneak up on people with when you're trying to take them down. Like, let's say whether you're using a ghost or a saber, you can kind of sneak up on somebody and kind of get that initial tackle in, or, you know, just kind of get that initial attack in, or even just find them. And then you can call in the other guys who have faster fighters who can come in and, you know, kind of make a swift strike, take down those shields, and then get whoever you need to get in there, take the ship down, and then escape. And I mean, the Super Hornet is definitely imposing in terms of firepower, but I just don't know that in the PU, is it going to necessarily be a good fighter for a pirate to have. I mean, I would expect it to be serviceable and usable, but is it necessarily going to be the ideal in the persistent universe? So I think, you know, kind of going into the future with Star Citizen, and it'll be interesting to watch to see if you know, if the meta doesn't shift away from the Super Hornet, especially amongst, you know, criminal players in the Star Citizen universe, to see if they don't maybe go for more specialist vessels and kind of leave the Super Hornets to maybe more of a safe kind of ground, a middle ground from, you know, more. I don't want to say like average players, like those average players, but, you know, just for the average player, the Super Hornet is like just a solid fighter, and that's kind of what they would go for. It would be kind of like the AK-47 of the Star Citizen universe. Whereas, you know, some people might want something a little bit more specialist, and once we start seeing fighters like the Saber come online, especially, or the Xeon Scout, it'll be interesting to watch to see if the meta doesn't shift away a little bit from Super Hornet. Anyways, I mean, I guess that's pretty much all I've really been thinking about lately. Actually, now I'm kind of thinking that it's possibly time to go on a little bit of a Deus Ex bender. So, hope you all enjoyed the show, and thanks for watching.